So, we call this a partner meeting, and it's really not a meeting, except it's a gathering more so. So, every time I have the opportunity to speak to the group, I always say, it's not a meeting, it's a something. So nobody leaves tonight until we put a name on what we're doing here. No, I'm serious. I'm serious, okay? All right, so I'll get you at the door. All right, we want to, right from the start here, thank, who are we thanking, Ron, you or the airport commissioners?
I'm sorry?
Who are we thanking for hosting us here, you or the airport commissioners? Or are you the...
I guess it could be me.
Okay, so we thank Ron Plouffe. Ron Plouffe is the airport manager, and he's single-handedly, he won't say that, but responsible for what has happened up here at the airport. And so we're going to take care of a few business items, and then Ron is going to educate all of us about how this all happened. So first on the agenda is, does anyone know what Autumn Fest is, or was? We just had Autumn Fest on the 17th on the Common, if you didn't know. It was a huge success. This was our third year, fourth year? Third year at least, maybe fourth. Anyway, Lisa Brust, who was a board member, was the chair of that committee and was responsible for its success along with her committee. Elvis Dyer co-chaired with her, and so I'm going to give her an opportunity to give us... You need this.
Sorry.
Thank you all for attending tonight. Just a little bit of wrap up, just to show you, what we do during the year. We did receive over $20,000 in sponsors donations from area businesses, which is excellent. This year we had 36 crafters and artisans and 17 partner booths, so we really took up a lot of space. And pretty soon we'll probably be outgrowing. We had 14 food and the 2 liquor booths. And the SBP raffle table, they netted about $2,200. That's including, and those are all donations other than the raffle tickets, which we did pay for, but that's a lot of money for just 6 hours. Yeah. So we would love to have new volunteers for next year. We're going to stop planning earlier this year, and new ideas you're also going to be putting a Facebook.
There is a survey out there.
A survey out there. Please fill it out. We want positives, we want negatives. It's a learning process. So, but we had a great day. Gabe and his crew, oh my gosh, did they do a wonderful job. Gabe donated all of his manpower hours for the trash removal. So, yeah, that was really good. And Cindy did a lot of volunteering too, or, yeah, your people, right. Yeah, so they did were they busy? Do you know?
I don't even know. I assume so.
Oh, okay.
Here, so.
Yeah, I didn't get to talk to anyone there.
They were attentive. I went to drop my car off there after I set up, and he runs right up to me and he goes, "Can I give you a ride?" And I said, "No, not one person."
Yeah, but it was a great day. It really was. No problems whatsoever. And was just fun.
Couldn't have been better weather.
Yeah, it was great weather. Yeah. But please, any suggestions, we would love to hear from you.
So the survey is on our website. The survey is on our website at sbpartnership.org. You'll see like a drop down for Autumn Fest survey, and I posted it on Facebook, and we emailed it out to the partners, the sponsors, the crafters. So we've been starting to get some feedback, so we really encourage people to do that.
I just want to reiterate about the volunteers and really how impactful when somebody steps up, like Gabe and Cindy and others. The committee, the planning committee that's chaired by Lisa, and I believe will continue to be chaired by Lisa. You know, you don't have to be a board member to participate, and whatever small time that or little time that you have to contribute is appreciated. And certainly on the day of Autumn Fest or some of the other activities that we're involved in, it just makes life easier for, you all know this, the same people do most of the work, a small group does most of the work. If that could be spread around just a little bit, it would be great. Right? Okay. So you know about the survey. I'm not sure it was clear enough that it's available on our website, correct? Yes. And if you attended or you participated as a vendor or in any other way, if you could fill that out, that feedback is priceless. Okay? I don't want to forget. Before we go any further, you know, there are some people that I don't know here, and if you would introduce yourself quickly and what business or group that you're associated with, that'd be great. So I'll just pass this around. Face the camera.
Did I get that much?
Oh, people don't want to see my face again. I'm Cindy Howard, and I work for the Center of Hope Foundation. We serve people with disabilities in our 64-town area.
John O'Clair. I work for Dexter Russell. There you go.
I'm Wanda. I work for Dexter also, and I'm also the manager of the factory outlet.
Thank you. I'm Jasmine Rivas. I am the Director of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Access at Ulsterbridge Village and Ulsterbridge Academy, which serves Southbridge. 50% of our students are from the town of Southbridge.
I'm Lisa Fortin, VP of Loan Servicing at Savers Bank, and I'm also the treasurer of SBP.
Hi, I'm Steve Gardner. I'm the general manager at the Southbridge Hotel and Conference Center, and I believe I'm hosting the next meeting, so looking forward to that.
I'm Karen Dyer from Sturbridge Coffee Roasters. We have locations in Southbridge, Dudley, and as of 3 weeks ago, Charlton.
I'm Badera Bujiriri, and I'm working with Open Sky as a career counselor. I'm currently working with the Department of Transitional Assistance, just help low-income individuals be connected to educational and career opportunities.
And a new partner.
Hi everyone, I'm Kasha O'Brien, and I work with Renaissance Medical Group.
Hi everyone, I'm Carla de la Cruz Davila. I'm the co-founder of the Wellstorm Inc., but I also work at UMass Medical School as the case manager for the coaching program.
Hi, Randall Chinnick. I'm founder director of the Southbridge Tech Incubator. We are a home to startup companies, presently occupied by 7 startups in the life sciences sector.
Hi, I'm Gabriel McCarthy. We have some rental properties in the town of Southbridge.
Hello everyone, my name is Margaret Morrissey, and I'm the library director of Jacob Edwards on Main Street. And if you haven't been there, this is your invitation to please come by. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mike Brunel, and I'm the Recreation Director for the Parks and Recreation Department.
The Town of Southbridge faction here. Peg Dean, Economic Development and Planning. I'm wearing a mask. I was exposed last Wednesday, so forgive me for that. Thank you for having us here at the airport. The facilities are beautiful.
Hi, my name is Jerry Maldonado. I'm the Director of Quinsigamond at Southbridge.
Okay, thank you. I need to mention Holiday Visions. Is that familiar to anyone or not familiar to anyone? Holiday Visions is a parade and tree lighting activity that SBP partners with a small group of people who have kept that activity alive, basically the Clemenses. They spend an awful lot of time in the warehouse preparing the decorations for installation around town. I don't know if you're at all familiar with that, but they do a tremendous amount of work. They have a Facebook page with a schedule for the workshop, when the workshop is open, and if you just show up, they'll give you a paintbrush or a hammer and nails or whatever, and maintaining those decorations it takes some effort. So if you have any interest, check them out on, they have a Facebook page, okay? Karen, do you want to speak about, you asked me. Yeah.
So I think during COVID, we started this kind of like celebrate the community. Everybody was really putting like holiday lights out. It was like bringing joy and happiness to everyone. So SBP really tried to promote that. We changed it into a competition last year where we opened it up to residential as well as businesses. And so basically we're going to be kicking that off again. We did a couple of residential categories and then we did business categories. I mean, for businesses, the bragging rights were a plaque to put in your business. For residential, we gave gift certificates, I believe, to like Big Bunny, Fins and Tails, Sturbridge Coffee Roasters, just to try and like also help some of our businesses that were impacted by COVID at the time too. So we will be kicking that off again. Hope that businesses, or if you live in town, you'll participate. We'll have all the details on our website. And then we do like voting through our website as well. So it's a really fun activity and just gets people out there and kind of partners with like what Pete was just saying about Holiday Visions.
Well, while you're standing,
yes,
and you have the mic, do you want to speak about the grants? SBP grants?
Sure. So I believe at Autumn Fest it was announced, I don't have the list in front of me, but it's also on our website. So basically, Southbridge Business Partnership is obviously interested in helping other businesses, you know, forming camaraderies and collaboration. And then we're also looking for, Lisa mentioned the sponsorships and the money that we made from Autumn Fest and looking to like reinvest it back out into our communities, whether it be nonprofits, businesses. So we rolled it out last year and made some donations to nonprofits. The application is now on our website as well. So basically it asks you, you know, what sort of financial assistance are you looking for? How will it impact the community and how will the funds be used? And it is a rolling process. The board will review the applications and it really is just going to keep going as long as funds are available. So encourage people to check that out as well and think about things that can help, you know, your business or your organization.
Anyway, welcome to everybody. Beautiful facility. Very proud of this administration building. It was built and we moved in 2016. It was, well, I'll go back. Now there's a lot of new faces here. So what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, for those of you that heard this before, we'll do it again. Okay? This airport actually started back in the 1920s when aviation began flourishing. And 3 local farmers donated the land to to the town of Southbridge. That's how it started. Back in 1946, the FAA got involved and they started to put money into it. Millions of dollars, up until the time that I took over in 2014. Now, when I took over in 2014, Casella wanted this, and they wanted to expand the landfill. Fortunately, that didn't happen for a lot of reasons. FAA didn't want to have it happen because the location of this airport is between the Cape and Westover. We're right in the middle. And if anybody ever needed an emergency landing or anything, they could do it right here. Now, our runway is 3,500 feet. So we can get some pretty good sized airplane in here, some jet powered stuff, nothing any big commercial stuff, but small jets, 5-6 pound passengers. And we're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later. Okay. Since I've been here, which is a little over 8 years, we've put in $16.5 million into this airport. And 98% of it was grant money. So we worked for it. The latest project that we just completed, and some of you were here for the ribbon cutting, was $7 million. Now, we actually started that project maybe 3 years ago. I don't want to say thank God for COVID, but there was a lot of money that became available to the FAA and to the state. So in our planning, the FAA was going to be the biggest portion, 90% of it, and the state was going to be 5%, and the town was going to be 5% because the town owns this airport. Well, in July, a year ago, I received a call from the FAA, and they said, "Ron, we've got to change." And I said, "What? Now what?" No, this is good. We're going to pay this project 100%, $7 million. What we did is we redid the runway, dug it all up, all the taxiways, dug all them up. There was a little connector. Well, you probably wouldn't see it on here. On the south end, the connector between the taxiway and the runway was 45 degrees. So the FAA code now has to be 90. So when somebody's sitting there waiting to get on the runway, they can see in both directions. Before, they could only see pretty well to the left, not so good to the right. So in order to do that, we had to change that road. You probably came on, it's the best road in Southbridge, right around the corner. Okay? So we did that, put all new fencing around the corner, all brand new lighting. The lighting is now LED, everything, brand new beacon, so that people that are looking for this airport at night or in bad weather can see that beacon and find the airport. New strobe lights at the end, so at night when somebody clicks their mic, there's strobe lights on both ends, and what they do is they shoot straight up so that a pilot can see the end of the runway, as well as the runway lights that are on the end. Safety deal. And we have new, they're called PAPI lights. They're flight plane lights. So when a pilot is coming in, it's just like on an aircraft carrier. You have a guy with flags, and he's telling the guy, you have to go left, you have to go right, whatever. Well, that's what these lights do. Now, the old system that we had only had 2 lights. The new system has 4. Jets like 4. So that was another big improvement. We have a brand new fuel farm out there. Now, when I started back here in 2014, I couldn't even buy fuel because the fuel depot was outdated so bad. It had an old cabinet with a meter in it. You couldn't even read the numbers. It was so bad. And everything was cast iron, and you can't do cast iron. It's got to be stainless steel. So they said you can't buy any fuel. Well, you have to have fuel at an airport. These guys can't go downtown and get it. So I went to the town, and the town gave me money to put in a new fuel farm. So what I did was, I said, if they're going to give me money for a fuel farm, I'm going to make it self-service, just like a gas station. So fuel is available here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't touch it. Truck comes in, loaded the tank, and everybody takes their own with a credit card, which I love. One less thing I have to do. Now, since then, that tank, that system was outdated because the tank was an underground tank. DEP doesn't like underground tanks. So went to the engineers, designed a brand new fuel farm. You can see it outside if you go out through the front. And we also built it, again, with credit cards. It's a brand new system besides. And as you see, a second space. Well, this airport is just about brand new. There's very little that has to be done here. So I received a call from the FAA, and Frank says to me, Ron, he says, you got a brand new airport there. I don't have to talk to you for 10 years. And I said to myself, Frank, you're not going to see me in 10 years. I'm going to be retired. But anyway, we went ahead and designed that fuel farm to have a second tank. Everything is there. All we have to do is settle what we want to do. Do we want to put Jet A in there for jet? Because now we're starting to get small jets and some jet-powered aircraft in here. So I've been soliciting people that come in with jet-powered airplanes, like Aubuchon Hardware. Their headquarters are in Dallas, Texas. Well, he comes in here once a year. And I said, how about a letter from you saying that you would buy your fuel here? No problem. Tomorrow morning, you'll have the letter. You did, and I did that with a few other people. What do you do when your airport is at prime, what do you call it, situation? There's nothing else to do? You look for something else. You're all in business, you know what that's all about, right? So currently, not many people know this, and Peg, you'll be involved at some point. I'm working with a small jet operation that wants to build here real bad. His operation has doubled. He needs space. Where he's at, he can't get the space. And there's other airports near him that he'd rather not go to. Southbridge is brand new. So where else would you want to go? So we've been talking now for about a year, and we're getting very close. The advantage of that operation coming here, right now we have 4 operations here. We have a flight school, one of the best in the nation. It was just voted a couple months ago. We have a diner. We have a mechanic back there. And we have a brand new operation that just started. It's a aeronautical detailing business, and they're mobile. They do a lot of work at Hartford, Logan, big stuff. The small stuff they bring here. So that's some more traffic. Now with this jet operation, if that moves into Southbridge, that helps my situation with the Jet A. Now I need Jet A fuel. Second advantage is that we want to add 500 feet to the north end of the runway. Yeah. That'll give us 4,000 feet, and we'll be able to get more corporate-sized jets in here. Okay? That also would be a bonus of having a jet operation here. So we're still looking at making this place better, and that's what you do when you're at your max. You just keep on trying to make it better. What else did I want to say? I have to apologize because I'm having a hearing problem tonight.
I want to add two things to that. So with regards to the expansion, the potential expansion, so if you were to build that into your master plan as a goal for the airport and we were to pursue it as a town, it just complements where we're going as an area, right? So if we have Amazon and we have these other warehouse businesses, right, we're perfectly situated to be able to latch on to that and complement it. So that's incredibly exciting. And then also up here, the blue building, the Casella building, we have a potential business coming in called Aero Aggregates. They're doing very good work. They're coming up with alternative, environmentally friendly alternatives to styrofoam that's used in construction, subsurface construction. And it's a highly technical process that would go through a refinery process up here. And they are a national business that's in California, Florida, and they want the Northeast. They're choosing us. So this is a big deal, and they would be able to use our airport to come and go, to be able to keep an eye on their businesses. So things are happening. It's all very exciting.
Thank you for that, Peg. I was just about to say that the other day the town manager was speaking with a group from Amazon. They had no idea that there was an airport here, so they're very interested. Now think about what happens with that. That's going to be very technical because it's going to be all automated, even though there's going to be 1,000 people working there. So these technicians from wherever they come from, this is the closest place to drop them off and the quickest place to get them off, right here. And then small jets with overnight packages from Amazon, perfect. And if we get that 500 feet on the other end, bigger jets can come in, more parcels. So we're looking up. We're still excited. I get very excited, and sometimes I get so excited I got to go pee. But I think I can hold off. Thank God. I'd love to take questions, but if somebody can help me with the questions because I can't hear them. Again, I welcome you all. Anybody can come up here anytime. Come to my office, it's right over there, and I can give you a tour of all the buildings around here and whatever else you might want to see. Yes?
When is the diner opening?
Good question. I heard from the town manager that this weekend is the opening weekend. It's about time. I'm sure you all know what happened with the last operator. Poor guy got COVID and didn't make it. So it's been closed for a little over a year. So we're going to be very happy to see it back open again. It's going to be open all year. He told me that his hours are going to be 6 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, 7 days a week. Friday's going to be fish and chip day, so he's going to open until like 7 at night. So hopefully everything is going to work out for him. I know if that place is used right, it can be a gold mine. So hopefully good things are going to happen. I get calls every day from airports and pilots and locals. People drive up here every day. You can count the cars. There's so many. Everybody's waiting for it to open. So finally, hopefully, this is going to be the weekend for it. So, a question. Help me, Peter.
I'm just wondering, like, current volume, like how many flights, like maybe in a week, like how many in and out, or monthly volume, like I'm just trying to get it in perspective of.
Of course, it varies on the weather, and that's why the diner can't rely on air traffic. So I always tell them, make sure, take care of the locals, because they're the ones that are going to support you. Typically, we're in the 30,000 a year, which is quite a bit. But what I'm seeing since we've redone the runway is more traffic. The military comes in here from Westover. They have a medical unit over there with Blackhawks. And usually there's one, sometimes there's two, and they come about every day. And they practice, I don't know exactly what they do, but they kind of sit on a runway for about 30 seconds, and then they take off. They go around, they come back, sit down there for another 30 seconds, and they take off and go somewhere else. And there's a lot of female pilots, because I hear them on the radio. So there's a lot of females learning how to fly. And now, if somebody wants to get into aviation, young people want to get in, now's the time. I had 2 pilots in here from JetBlue 2 weeks ago, and they said, Ron, 5 years ago, it would have been very difficult. But because of COVID, a lot of people got the golden handshake. Now they're struggling for help, like everybody else is, and the requirements are a little bit less. So now's a good time. So we've got a lot of people that are learning how to fly. So it's pretty exciting. Hi, Peg.
Hi. So speaking of learning to fly, last year you had an event where children could come see planes. They could actually go inside of some planes. Is that something that's going to be done again in the future?
Absolutely. A couple of things that I've done here, because people look at this airport, some people, I shouldn't say everybody, say, oh, that's a rich man's place. You know, why should we do anything here? Number one, we're on an enterprise budget here. Has nothing to do with the town taxes. Nothing to do with the tax. Any money that comes in here stays at the airport. That's all I can spend. Okay. About, I want to say, 6 years ago maybe, I brought 2 of those Black Hawk helicopters in on a Saturday morning. They wanted to do a refueling exercise. Now I don't have Jet A here, so what they did, somehow they brought one of those huge tank trucks with about 40 wheels on it down the Mass Pike. Somehow they got a permit for that. And they set it up over there in the corner, and they practiced their jet refueling. Secondly, another thing that people don't think about, if we ever had what Florida's going through right now, another disaster, this airport is a good place to bring in supplies and a good place to do evacuations. Very important, very important. I've done a few interviews with town managers and town council's chairman. You can see them on YouTube. And that's one of the things that I express. believe it or not, we've got people in Southbridge that don't even know we have an airport here. You know, it makes me laugh, but it's a fact. It's true. So, yes, Margaret.
Thanks, Ron. I'd just like to ask you about the airport and doing outreach. At one point, there was a plan to work with the schools, the high schools, and like Southbridge High, and you're speaking about it being a great career outlet to becoming involved in the aeronautical industry. Okay. Is there any plan to kind of re-energize that whole plan again?
Actually, there's a program right now at Tantascwa. That was done by the prior flight school. These guys are pretty busy. I don't know if they've got time. But one of our tenants is a teacher at Tantascwa. And she has 2 semesters every year, approximately 40 kids in her 2 classes. And they're learning how to fly. So, yes, a big help.
So there is a program called Young Eagles. Are you familiar with them? Okay. So Young Eagles, basically, they have little airplanes that come in, and children from 12, I think it's 12 to 17, they get to go up for half an hour for free. And I know Concord, I think it was Concord Airport did it. I brought my niece once when she was 14. She had a blast. She was actually got to go up in the air and fly for 30 minutes. And a couple of friends brought their daughters, and they were able to do the same thing. And by the way, I got to fly in and out of this airport. I had a former student who at the time she was about 19 years old, and she kept telling me, "Professor, I got to take you up." And I kept saying, "No, I'm not going up in the air with a 19-year-old girl." 19-year-old period, never mind the fact she was a girl, just 19, but she'd been flying for many years. And finally she convinced me. We went up out of here. We went above the Quabbin Reservoir. We were up for about 2 hours. When we came back, it was absolutely fantastic. So I did actually get to use this airport on our little airplane before.
Very good point, because we have a chapter here in Southbridge. In fact, they're going to be meeting next month in October, and they're hoping for a good weather day, and they'll have 6 airplanes available to give all these young kids a ride. Now we have another organization, I'll get right back to you. We have another organization here called Friends of Southbridge. You don't have to be a pilot, you don't have to own an airplane. All you have to do is like aviation. You can join that group. What they do is they help out around here. I'm the only guy here that's paid, so I rely on volunteers to help me. I got 230 acres up here. I cut grass, I plow snow, I help all the tenants, I do accounts payable. I don't do the receivables anymore. We push that off to the town hall. But I do a lot up here. So I rely on volunteers. And Peter met one tonight. So as much help as we can get up here, we appreciate, for sure.
Hi. 2 questions. First, have you talked with any car rental agencies about making cars available here for people who fly in and might want to explore the area? OSV, Optical Heritage Museum. And the second one is, have you been approached by any flight companies that are serving the Cape and Islands that might be interested in providing service from here?
I haven't been approached by any of those folks. A few years ago, I tried to research and get a few of them. I don't know if they just felt that it wasn't a good location for them, that they probably wouldn't have enough traffic, but they never did get back to me. Your other question was about car rentals. What I do is I use Enterprise. I also use the Southbridge taxi when they're available. A lot of times you call and they don't respond. But I personally have taken people, got a good example. San Francisco, California, right? Every October, there's a school teacher out there who has his airplane, like that one out there. He has it equipped with oxygen so he can go over the Rockies. Guess where he comes? Right here to little old Southbridge. Do you know why? Because he goes to Charlton, fills the car up with beer and puts it in his airplane and flies back to San Francisco. Awesome, I tell you. I see some of the craziest stuff around here. One time there was a guy that bought a puppy from some local lady around here. She had some beautiful little labs. And he says, oh, I'm just here. He says, I'm buying a little puppy from one of the breeders, local. Oh, great. You know, so I go out and I look at the dog, cute little dogs. So he picks one up, and I took a picture of him putting the little puppy in his airplane. He called the airplane Sky. Perfect name. And off they went. So I see all kinds of stuff. This room, by the way, is available to anybody that wants to rent it for $50 a day. I've had all kinds of things in here. Russell Harrington does their sales meetings here. I had an national archery club that came here a few times for weekends to have their meetings, their annual meeting. I had a baby shower. So anything that you're interested in using this room, $50 a day. So. Well, you getting married? Yep. Oh, really? Yeah. That's where he came from, Virginia. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Tell him I said hi. Tell him I said hi. Yeah.
Thinking about the connections between the two of you, if someone is looking for some place to stay, is that information readily available here? So it's out. I would hope so. Right. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like what, Peg?
So just if they're looking for a local hotel, how do they get that information?
Oh, it's right down the hill. Right down the hill, and I think they may have a courtesy car too. Right at down at Southbridge Conference Center. Awesome place. Awesome place. Don't call Lyft or the other one, whatever it is, because they don't come. I think one time they've been here, so they're a waste of time. But if you have relatives that are going to fly in here a day or two ahead, have them call Enterprise in Dudley, and they'll bring the car here. Well, I don't know, are they? Wherever they are. I got an 800 number, whatever. Yeah. They'll come here, they'll leave the car in the parking lot, leave the key either with me or a hiding place in the car, and then when they leave, they'll come and get the car too. So, and then we've got a small guy down the road, Floods. He rents a few little cars, but sometimes he does, sometimes he don't. So.
I think the Enterprise is permanently closed according to our website.
I'm sorry?
Enterprise is permanently closed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So with regards to other uses for the airport, forgive my ignorance because I'm kind of new to town. Has it been used for other purposes, for, say, like a balloon festival or any kind of gathering or anything like that?
Okay, a couple of years, kids for, what is it? The police department. Cops are Kids. They had festivals up here to raise money. However, when I started here, there was 10 airplanes. So I just used to take the 10 airplanes and I parked them way over there by the woods so they'd have that whole apron. I can't do it anymore. I've got 33 airplanes. So I can't do that anymore. We did fireworks, 3-4 years ago. More than that. 5 years ago? I forget what it was for. Maybe 5 years, 6 years ago. I don't know how I would do that again, but I do my damnedest to figure out how. If somebody wanted to put the money up and do fireworks, whether it be 4th of July or Labor Day or whatever they want to do. Hoping, now that we've got most of our work done, that we would probably have another air show. So what I did with the contractor, he had a lot of stone left over. So he said, Ron, what do you want me to do with all the stone? I says, well, I'd like you to make a parking lot on the other side of that apron over there. So when we do have some kind of an event, we can park cars over there on that stone. And people won't get bitten by all the ticks. Who's that? Oh.
I remember air shows like when we were little.
Yes. That would be what I would love to see up here again. And the folks from Friends of Southbridge Airport, they're trying to manage to hook up with a show and bring it up here. But obviously it wouldn't be now, it'd be too late. But maybe next year. But that would be awesome. They're fun. So, anybody else? If not, again, welcome. Come back anytime you want, and I'll show you around.
I don't think Ron has taken as much credit as he should. Take a bow. All right, at this point, what we call this time is open mic. If anyone would like to speak, here's the mic.
Hello again. So I'm Jerry Maldonado with the Quinsigamond here at Southbridge. Just wanted to let you know that we have a couple of free programs that your employees or your relatives may be interested in. So right now I'm running for free. There are some qualifications, but for free. The Medical Administrative Assistant class, Veterinary Assistant class, Microsoft 365, and also a PCA class in Spanish. So if you know of any of your employees or anybody else in town or anybody in the area that's interested, those classes are free. Just because it's a common question, yes, you have to be vaccinated to come to our programs. And especially because it's in the medical field, so there might be some extra vaccination that you might need. So just keep that aware. And all you need to do is basically, there's a website that I put out on Facebook a couple of times. You click that link, you put in your basic information, name, telephone number, and email, and then we'll get in touch with you as to the next steps. Thank you.
So I just want to make a quick plug for this new website we're using now. It's called Civil Space. And you can find it if you go to the town website, go to Economic Development and Planning, and there's a hyperlink to it there. But I know a lot of people are forwarding it through their whatever social media feeds they're using. On there, you can see information about the new mock grant that we're trying to raise funds for a downtown historic walking tour through, and our rail trail efforts to build the $4 million rail trail from end to end from Dudley to Sturbridge. And you can learn about the upgrades we're doing to Capillo Park right now. That'll be starting in the next few weeks.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that the community fridge for the Wellstorm Inc., which we call it the Bridge Fridge, will be, the grand opening is actually on Monday from 11 to 1. We would love to see everyone there. We're asking, community and partners to bring in like non-perishable food items if possible. The town manager will be there speaking, and so will Jesus from RMG. And so we're very excited to start this up and hope that the community can come together and help us out with that venture.
I just want to mention a couple of events that we have going on at Old Sturbridge Village this month. We have Phantoms by Firelight. It's our Halloween programming that starts October 7th, Friday through Sundays, all the way from the 7th through the 31st. We have like a trick-or-treat activity for kids. We have a lot of different performers this year, so it's going to be really fun. It's an evening program from 4:30 to 9 p.m. And that's through the whole month of October. So come and have a spooky time at Old Sturbridge Village. We also have an event with a Ken Burns Award event on this Friday evening, honoring presidential historian John Meacham. If you've seen him on C-SPAN, I know that's not like super, exciting, but but us nerdy people like to follow some historians around, and so he's getting an award this Friday, and he'll be there, being interviewed by our president, Jim Donahue. So tickets are still on sale if you want to check osv.org. For tickets for all of those events this month. Thank you.
So this is not on my behalf, just a quick shout out to Cindy and her staff. They put on the Center of Hope Foundation Gala the other day, and it was a fantastic event. I attended it. It was very, very well attended, and you did a very good job. It was a great event to go to.
Oh, sorry, I keep swiveling around here. I just want to say that was our kickoff to our capital campaign that evening, and so I'm sure all of you will hear more from us about what that's going to mean for us. We've really struggled through the pandemic, and we were already struggling getting staff before. We're trying to find a way to better support the many hundreds and hundreds of people that we support, and so I'm just letting you know we're coming. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll be quick. I have a fall calendar that if anyone would like to have at their business to pass out, let me know. I have plenty. Still 4 more weeks of it. It's events at Saturday at 10 a.m. Yoga on the 8th is at 9:30. But everything else is at 10 a.m. And I'll share it with the community TV and check out the website, the Southbridge Town website. So check it out. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, thank you again, Ron. And thank you all for coming. Help yourself to the refreshments. When it gets just a little darker, Ron's going to flip the lights on.
Yeah, right after you have your snacks or your sandwich, whatever you want to call it. What we'll do is we'll go out that door, and I'll turn the lights on. They'll be on for 15 minutes, and I can point out a couple of things for you. Okay?